want to be? Not when you grow up, not that question, but who do you want to be within the next 3 months? I believe that question is really important for your growth. If you that you have an answer for that and that you're pursuing it in some way. When I just got started on self improvement a few years ago, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which is like being recommended by a lot of people. It's like this amazing book for setting your mindset and setting correct goals and for setting your brain up for success. So I read that and I followed the book. Like I did the advice of like following the book blindly because I couldn't trust my own brain. I couldn't trust my own mind. So I thought, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's analyzed all these successful people. I'm just going to do what he did, what he says. And he said to get out a piece of paper and write yearly goals as if they were already there, which is all that's a good thing. And write them really like scary big. My like 15 year old brain was like, okay, and then I wrote them down and I was like $1 million, like boom boom. Because it said scary big and it said like all these things and I looked at the world and like, okay, so 10,000, like your concept of money if you're online can be pretty fucked because you see so many people who are ultra successful. So I went and I wrote like $1 million, and I wrote like all these crazy goals, and I wrote like 10 different goals of that size. Like I wanted to put on 10 kg of muscle at the same time, and I wanted to, I don't know, improve my social skills, do a lot of different things at the same time. And I set all these big goals for the year, and nothing really happened. And that was partially my fault for not really knowing what size the goal should be. But also, the format of the goals that I was setting wasn't really that effective. I don't really like 1 year like yearly goals. I don't like them much, and I never think about like what do I want to have done by the end of the year. I don't think that way because for me it's so hard to predict what my goals even will be by the end of the year. And if you can actually predict that, I'd love to talk to you about your stock picks. But the thing is, throughout the year things can change. Like there are different seasons. There's different. You go through different things. Things are bound to happen to you that you can't control in an entire year. So you might set your goals in January or in late December and be like, okay, these are my goals. But you can set goals for like the next 3 months, maybe 4 months. Okay, and then after that, you kind of need to assume that you hit those goals, and then you can move on to the next goals, and you end up having stacked these goals on top of each other. And if you don't reach the first goals, all the other goals fall apart, and then you're left with like a piece of paper with really big numbers on it. That's it. Sorry. As well as just 1 year goals, they become very big and they become very, very, very uncontrollable. They become very like big, scary things that you can't really like see yourself out of because in a year you should realistically have made a lot of progress. But that becomes scary when you're there in January, February, and you're looking over there, and there's these massive goals that you should be having for in a year, but you're not ready to even look at those now. So I'd like to teach you a different method that I'm using now to actually get some consistent stuff done, to actually move consistently towards my goals, and take it with a grain of salt because I'm not going to pretend to be a guru. I'm not going to pretend that I know everything, that I know how to set these goals amazingly, how to get amazing results, but what I can show you is I'm consistently now growing this YouTube channel, like with a few subscribers per day. I'm consistently making these videos. I'm consistently making this output. And I'm learning to actually make something, like to make the numbers move. And I'm on pace to have this channel monetized by the end of the year right now. I expect I'm going to get better at it. I expect I'm going to speed this up. It's very rarely a linear process of growing a YouTube channel. So I'm on pace to do something good. I can see myself helping 1,000,000 or 100,000 people, help 100,000 young men get onto self-improvement, get out of like the iron grip of like these evil companies like social media and junk food and video games, and to improve their lives and to live a good life where you don't have all these mental disorders and where you actually work, like where your brain actually works. You don't have like all these negative thoughts, and you're much happier. I'd like to teach you this system of 12-week years. Yeah, the benefits of 12-week years as opposed to annual years. First, I'm just going to explain the benefits. Then I'm going to explain how exactly you do it. But the benefits are that you have this shorter time frame. That's still a big commitment because it's still 12 weeks. That's 90 days or 3 months. And that means you have four of these in one single big year. You have 4 of these in this year, which means that you can now segment it. So right now, I'm in my first 12-week year of 2024. And what this means is I have like the first 3 months where right now I've set goals for, and I haven't thought about the next ones quite yet. And the benefits of that is you have a shorter time frame where you can actually set some realistic goals that you can actually keep. You can actually set quite a bit, just setting those goals like on a realistic level becomes so much easier when you only have 3 months, because when you look at an entire year, you think, okay, I should really have done something pretty crazy in order to be successful here. But if you just focus on 3 months, I was like, okay, if I just make this progress, then I'm actually well on track. That becomes so much easier, and that means also you have 4 times during a year where you get to pivot instead of just not changing your goals at all. Another benefit is that instead of like having these big yearly goals, they can be very very difficult to decide like who do I want to become this year. You can do that for 3 months. You can say, right now, I can give you an example. My goal is to become an excellent speaker. That is what I'm working on. That's what I'm doing here. I have a lot of other systems in place that I'm working on to also improve at this. But my goal is to become an excellent speaker so I can actually help people with the things that I've learned to improve my life. So I can actually become a guide, and I can help others improve their lives in the way that I did. That's my goal. And you can't really do that with an entire year, because you can't. It's very difficult to commit yourself to something for an entire year. But with 3 months, you can pivot along the way. Okay, but how exactly do you set 12-week year goals? So you want just a timeline view of like the entire 12 weeks in some way that you like. I like a timeline view. You have one on Notion where you can just see the entire timeline, then you can put stuff on it. Literally anywhere where you can write down some goals for the entire year, that would be great. And then you write down one goal for who do you want to become. And identity goals, they're absolutely massive here, because most people, they set goals by what they want to achieve. Like, let's say I want to earn $1 million. That sounds awesome, but first off, what do you have to do to achieve that, and who do you have to become to be able to achieve that? Because you'll probably need to learn to manage a team. You'll probably need to learn a lot of management skills. You'll probably need to learn some high value skills. You might need to learn coding or illustration or website design or digital design or editing or something. You'll need to do all these things. And does the person that you get out of that, so think about everything that you are, then add on those identities. Does that person sound interesting to you? That is actually the way where you can find out if a goal is good for you. So for me, I looked at it and I was like, the Victor that I am now, plus becoming a speaker, that does sound interesting. Being able to articulate myself and being able to speak confidently and being able to speak English well and being able to being really clear on like what my thoughts are, being very well reflected, that does sound interesting to me. So that's what I've chosen to focus on for this 12-week year first. One, I want to become an excellent speaker. And then maybe after that it becomes Victor someone who's good at social skills. Like really focusing on that and really having 3 months where that is my focus, where I've developed that part of myself. Then maybe it's Victor the team leader if I've grown this thing enough to think, okay, I need to bring on an editor, I need to bring on a thumbnail designer. That might happen. That's probably going to happen. Then it could be Victor the athlete of some kind. I'm thinking of getting back into karate because I started and I didn't get very far, and I want to get further, because whenever I talk about it, people are like, oh, what belt did you have? And I didn't get a good belt, and I want a good belt. That is something that I'd like to develop. Then after the identity goal, sorry I got off on a tangent there, but after you set that goal, then you go on to like smaller goals. So these are action-based goals. So these are goals that are 100% within your control. So it shouldn't be, let's say you want YouTube like me. It shouldn't be getting a certain amount of subscribers or getting a certain amount of views or watch hours or earning a certain amount of money. That's not really a good goal, because you can't really, you can somewhat control that, but you can't really control that. Because there's always the algorithm that's like a wild card there. What you can control, like I've set the goal of uploading 1 video per day. That is 100% within my control. There's no one, unless someone literally like kidnaps me. There's no way that I'm not with, and I don't have the power to make a video per day. That's my goal. That's a goal, because that will mean I have like 120, 130 videos by the end of this 12-week year. That's a lot of practice. That's a hell of a lot of practice. As well as that is a lot. Those are a lot of videos to put out there to grow the YouTube channel. So those goals are absolutely beneficial. And you should try to keep not have too many goals, because right now I'm trying to become an excellent speaker, and I have exercise kind of on the back burner. I still do it every day. I just don't set like crazy goals, and I'm not trying to gain weight actively right now. So that's kind of on the back burner, and then that might be a 3-month period once that's become the biggest priority, right? But right now this is the biggest priority. So set an identity goal, and then set like relevant goals for helping you achieve that, and build a system for doing that. So for example, I build a system to ensure that I can upload 1 video per day. So I have this entire setup in my room. I have this setup that can help me record the videos very, very easily. I have a microphone here, I have a tripod, and then I have the system where I try to be 3 days ahead all the time. So I can be sick for 3 days and you wouldn't notice, and I would just need to get back on track and then make a few extra videos per day for a while until I'm back ahead again. Those systems really help me get it done. Okay, and I'm just going to finish this off with 3 quick tips for how to set effective 12-week year goals. So the first one was really identity goals. I've covered that already. So set a goal so think about, what do you want to achieve? Think, okay, 1 million subscribers, earn $1 million, get an amazing physique. Then think, okay, do I really want that? And then you check by saying, okay, who do I have to become? What skills do I need to learn? What like character traits do I need to develop to reach that place? Okay, I want 1 million subscribers. Okay, I want 1 million subscribers. Okay, I need to become an excellent speaker. I need to become more disciplined. I need to go and live a vibrant life and really learn a lot and read a lot. Okay, that does sound interesting. Let's go for that goal. Whereas, like something I was wondering about earlier was like, I want to code iOS apps, or I want to make apps. And then I looked at I was like, Victor the Coder, and honestly, it didn't really sound that appealing to me. So the goal, like at the end of the tunnel, might seem really cool, but the person that I needed to become to succeed at that didn't actually appeal to me at all. That's why I never really got far onto that. As with Victor the Speaker, that does sound interesting to me, so I'm developing that part. Okay, the second one is to set goals that are within your control. And the third one is kind of relevant also, but only set goals that the system that you have in place can absolutely achieve for you within the time frame. So don't set, for example, I shouldn't be setting a goal for 1,000 subscribers within this 3-month period, because right now I'm not on pace to do that. I might get there. It's it's very realistic that I could get there with 120 videos, but I can't be sure of that. I can't. Like right now I'm on pace to reach like 200 subscribers, which is also amazing to do, because it's still like it's an exponential process. So just getting to 200 subscribers, that's still a very real result. I'd be very happy with that. So that's kind of, I don't have a specific goal. I can't fail in terms of the amount of subscribers I get, but I kind of have this goal of 200 subscribers in my head. So set realistic goals that you can absolutely control, and don't set viewership goals or something, but then only set goals that the system that you set up can absolutely achieve for you. Hope this helped you get to it, and take care.